Hi there, I'm Susan Poole and I'm the Bed and Breakfast Coach. And today I'm here to answer a question that I get asked quite frequently, generally by women. Can I run a bed and breakfast on my own? And my answer is yes, you definitely can. I'm living proof of that. Since I started my bed and breakfast 7 years ago, other than getting some cleaning help about into my third year, I still continue to manage it on my own. However, I only have 3 bedrooms, and that's one of the reasons why I do it that way. I don't want to get larger because I do want to be able to manage the workload myself. One of the reasons I designed the How to Turn Your Passions into a Thriving Bed and Breakfast business was that I found when I talked to people, no one really had a good idea of the amount of work that's involved. And if you're on your own, then you have to be prepared with backup plans for the various situations that you might encounter. So one of the steps, the very first step as a matter of fact, that we talk about in the program is about the workload and how you can manage it and how you can come up with solutions that impact your particular situation. So there's 2 key issues I think you really need to be aware of, and the first one is there's a lot of physical labor involved. Are you up to it? If you're not, then you're going to have to come up with some solutions on how you're going to manage it. You might want to be able to hire help, and that's great, like I did. One of the reasons I ended up hiring help was my health was suffering, trying to keep everything up to the high standards that I have, plus then still having the energy to meet, and spend time with my guests to ensure that they were having a wonderful time while they were staying at 40 Bay Street Bed and Breakfast. One of the other things is once you know how much work it is and the type of work that's involved, then you can decide what is available, or the kinds of things that you can do, as well as the kinds of things perhaps you might consider hiring out. And lastly, one of the things that the course is always designed to do is to help you explore what your options are for your particular situation. For instance, I only have my help during the peak season, so definitely for July, August, and September. In between that, they tend to be on call. If you're going to hire help, one of the things you need to be aware of is you have to have a very clear understanding of the difference between an employee and a contractor, and depending on where you live and set up your B&B, what those definitions are. But that's definitely something you need to explore. Also, if you're in a seasonal area like I am, what you'll find is everybody's busy at the same time, everybody requires help. So the competition for really good, reliable help is quite high. And so you have to keep that in mind if you are planning on hiring help. The next issue that you'll have to deal with once you get a handle on how much work there is, what happens if you get sick or you get injured or you just plain burn out? If you're counting on the income from your bed and breakfast, then you still have to have plans in place to make it work. Who will be there to help you? In my case, I didn't have the luxury of depending on my family. They live very far away. They all have lives and families and jobs of their own. And in addition to that, they weren't always so supportive of the idea of me owning a bed and breakfast. I think that I got the distinct feeling that when things weren't going quite right, it wasn't a good idea to call them, because I think they were just looking for a way to say, I told you so. So throughout the 4-step program that I have, we identify places that you might run into trouble. We do a lot of brainstorming for some solutions that would work for you. And in addition, we also spend some time talking about those people that you depend on for support and who you want to be able to turn to when things aren't going so well, and how to bring them on board with the idea that they need and want to support you, and why this is a good decision in your case. But let me talk about a couple of scenarios that really aren't that uncommon, and most bed and breakfast owners will tell you that they've run into them at one time or another. For instance, if you are on your own, how are you going to handle really late check-ins? You can't be up in the morning and at the same time getting up in the morning to fix breakfast. So that's a scenario you might have to think about. If there's a last minute crisis that you need to deal with, and I don't know why people wait until you're in the middle of breakfast service to tell you that, the tap has come off and the water's gushing out in the shower, or the toilet is overflowing and you're trying to serve breakfast and you're the only one there, why they think that timing's the best. The only other time toilets do overflow, by the way, is at 4 a.m. in the morning. No, I'm just joking, but it seems to be that way. Another scenario would be, what if something's too big to lift or carry, or it's something that you can't even fix on a temporary basis until you can get someone to come in. I know that in the last 7 years, I certainly can't heft and carry the kinds of things that I used to when I first opened. So you need to have some plans in place and think about situations like that. There's nothing more frustrating than needing something that's in the car to get into the house and not being able to do it yourself. Another example, and a key one, is what is your backup financial plan? If you're there running the bed and breakfast full time and you're counting on the income, how can you keep the bed and breakfast running and generate more revenue at the same time? And that's why one of the key steps in the how to turn your passions into a thriving bed and breakfast really focuses on the cash flow, so you can understand when your money will be coming in, how much money will be coming in, where you need to be spending it, and have backup plans then developed for those kinds of situations. And that's the main reason I developed my 4-step program. I really want to help you understand what's involved in owning a bed and breakfast, as well as exploring what the options and opportunities are for you to fit it into your particular situation and carry on from there. But definitely, you can run a bed and breakfast if you're on your own. As I said, it's only been the last 4 years that I've had help, and that's with the cleaning. It's 2 hours a day, and I've been very fortunate after some trial and error to get some really great people to help me. So, if you're looking at owning a bed and breakfast, my next How to Turn Your Passions into a Thriving Bed and Breakfast Business is going to start September the 19th. I really suggest that you consider signing up for it, especially if you're hoping to open within the next 18 months. And in the meantime, take care, and I hope this answers some of your questions. Bye for now.